Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samar News. Here are today's headlines. India's Telecoms Ministry has privately asked smartphone makers to preload all new devices with a state-owned cybersecurity app that cannot be deleted, a government order showed. A move likely to antagonize Apple and privacy advocates. Apple, which has previously locked horns with the telecoms regulator over development of a government anti-spam mobile app, is among the companies such as Samsung, Vivo, Oppo, and Xiaomi bound by the new order. Revenues at China's giant military firms fell last year as corruption purges slowed arms contracts and procurement. A research finds that Chinese declines contrast with strong revenue growth globally for big arms and military services companies, fueled by wars in Ukraine and Gaza and global and regional tensions. Revenues of China's top military firms fell 10% last year, while those in Japan surged 40%, Germany 36%, and US revenues rose 3.8%. Tajikistan's presidential press service has said that 5 people were killed and 5 more injured in 2 attacks launched from neighbouring Afghanistan over the past week. Tajik authorities said last week that 3 Chinese citizens had been killed in a drone attack launched from Afghanistan. Tajik President Emomali Rahmon's press service said that Rahmon met with the heads of his security agencies to discuss the situation and ways to strengthen border security. It said that Rahmon strongly condemned the illegal and provocative actions of Afghan citizens and ordered that effective measures be taken to resolve the problem and prevent a recurrence of such incidents. A former senior British officer has told a public inquiry that British special forces in Afghanistan appeared to commit war crimes by executing suspects and, despite widespread knowledge in the chain of command, nothing was done. Britain's Defence Ministry ordered the inquiry after a BBC TV documentary reported that soldiers from the elite Special Air Service killed 54 people during the war in Afghanistan more than a decade ago in suspicious circumstances. The investigation is examining a number of nighttime raids by British forces from mid-2010 to mid-2013, when they were part of a US-led coalition fighting the Taliban and other militants. Egypt's Foreign Minister, Dr. Bad Ahmed Mohamed Abdelati, calls on Chief of Army Staff Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir at GHQ in Rawalpindi, where both dignitaries hold wide-ranging discussions. During the meeting, the 2 leaders reviewed the state of bilateral relations between Pakistan and Egypt, described by ISPR as ties between 2 brotherly countries. A key portion of the discussion centred on defence and security cooperation, including military-to-military engagement, training exchanges, and collaborative initiatives tied to regional peace and stability. US authorities believe the Afghan immigrant accused of ambushing National Guard members in Washington, D.C. was not radicalized until after he came to the United States. Speaking on NBC's Meet the Press and ABC's This Week, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said authorities think alleged shooter Rahmanullah Lakhanwal was already living in Washington state when he became radicalized. Noem said investigators are seeking more information from family members and others. Noem said US officials have received some participation so far from people who knew Lakhanwal and warned the US would pursue anyone connected to the shooting. Rescue teams in western Indonesia have been battling to clear roads cut off by cyclone-induced landslides and floods, as improved weather revealed more of the scale of a disaster that has killed close to 700 people in Southeast Asia. Indonesia, Malaysia and Thailand have seen large-scale devastation after a rare tropical storm formed in the Malacca Strait, fueling torrential rains and wind gusts for a week. At least 176 have been killed in Thailand and 3 in Malaysia, while the death toll climbed to 502 in Indonesia, with 508 missing. Benjamin Netanyahu has asked Israeli President for a pardon in his years-long corruption trial, saying the criminal case is harming his ability to govern. Netanyahu denies all charges of bribery, fraud and breach of trust. His lawyers say he still expects a full acquittal. In a video message, Netanyahu urged political leaders to support the move. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samar.tv. Thank you for watching Samar News.